Good, happy Wednesday evening. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast. Let's get started. First up, lawyers for mass trooper charged with assault ask for more information. Let's take a listen to this video. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to my news report right here on the Riley King Network. Let's get started. Lawyers for mass trooper charged with assault ask for more information. Defense lawyers for a Massachusetts state trooper accused of simple assault said Wednesday that they need more information in the case. Investigators said Trooper Joseph Flynn punched car chase suspect Richard Simon in May while arresting him in Nashua. The incident was caught on camera by television news helicopters. Prosecutors said Flynn had unparalleled contact with Simon by striking him on his back and on the right side of his body. But the defense argued in a hearing Wednesday that the state should be forced to specific which blows that it believes were illegal. Prosecutors objected to the defense request, saying that the indictments gave the defense enough information and are specific enough. The defense contended that Flynn was justifying in striking Simon because Flynn was acting in his capacity as a state trooper at the time. And that does it for my news report right here on the Riley King Network. I'm Riley King reporting for the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Wednesday. Goodbye, everyone. Okay, everyone, and there you go on that report. Officials work to educate town after bed bugs found in Farmington schools. Recent discoveries of bed bugs in 2 Farmington schools remind local officials that the problem is a fairly regular one. But the most they can do to help to give residents resources to prevent the infestation in their own home. According to Fosters.com, the superintendent of Farmington Schools sent out a letter to parents notifying them that bed bugs were found both in Farmington High School and neighboring Valley View Community School. However, students saw bed bugs in the high school as recently as 2 weeks ago. Students returned on Tuesday after being off for a holiday. Wood added he doesn't think it's a serious issue, but hopes it doesn't persist. Town officials said this isn't the first time bedbugs have been found in the school and have had similar incident in recent as last year. However, there haven't been infestations within the schools themselves. Carpello is also the president of New Hampshire's Health Office Association. He said state law prohibits both the town and the school from helping families get rid of bed bugs. The state law is HB 482, also known as the bedbug law. It leaves the responsibility of exterminating bedbugs to property owners and landlords. It also suggests returns having trouble getting their landlords to do so should contact New Hampshire Legal Aid or a private attorney. Couples said what he and school officials can do is provide resources and advice for killing bedbugs in homes that have them. First couple say do not buy chemicals or spray from big box stores because they don't work and could cause more harm to residents than good. Second, bedbugs die at about 130 degrees Fahrenheit, so couple recommends thoroughly washing any affecting clothing or sheets before drying them on high heat. Finally, the only way to end the infestation is call a professional examinator. Couple said the town can help contact residents to one. Armed and dangerous escaped inmate had 5-hour head start on police. Let's take a listen to this video from NBC Boston.
New Year's Eve, 7 o'clock at night. That's when the warden at Y Detention Center says James Morales made his escape from the high-security prison in Rhode Island. Guards didn't realize he was gone until 3.5 hours later, 10:30 at night.
I think they're stupid. They should know better.
They searched the facility and counted the inmates again. When he wasn't found, they ran the alert up their chain of command, setting us to 11 o'clock at night. It took even longer to call police.
At approximately 11:43 p.m. on New Year's Eve, correctional officers at the Wyatt Detention Center notified the Central Falls Police Department that they were unable to account for one prisoner.
A nearly 5-hour head start.
That's a long time, so it's scary. We don't know where he is, what's going on.
During that time, investigators say Morales stole a car in Attleboro, changed his plates in Framingham, ditched it in this parking lot, and started banging on Vanessa Lugo's front door.
He was bald, he had hair on his face, he had a black jacket on, he had gray sweats on.
And James Morales has a new charge of escaping the custody of the Attorney General. With that comes a fine of $250,000 and up to 5 years in prison. In Framingham, Perry Russell, NBCN.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Classified election hacking report complete. Obama to be briefed. Let's take a listen to this video from ABC News.
It's just a cough.
If you could see your cough, you'd see just how far it can spread. Robitussin DM Max is now better tasting with the same fast, powerful cough relief. Robitussin DM Max, because it's never just a cough.
Trump transition inauguration 16 days away. Plenty of action already. Overnight, another tweet from the president-elect taunting the intelligence community about those claims of Russian hacking the election, as WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange denies his leaks came from Russia. Our chief investigative correspondent Brian Ross is here with the story. Good morning, Brian.
Well, good morning, George. Overnight, Donald Trump claimed via Twitter that the long-awaited report on who hacked the Democratic Party had been delayed and will now be delivered to him this Friday. In his Twitter post, Trump continued to cast doubt about the role of the Russians. Perhaps more time needed to build a case, he wrote. Very strange. And now Trump is being joined in his skepticism by the man who's been hiding out in this embassy in London for the last 4 years. Julian Assange, the founder of WikiLeaks, appearing on Fox with Sean Hannity.
We can say, we have said repeatedly over the last 2 months that our source is not the Russian government, and it is not a state party.
But the head of the CIA says, in effect, Assange doesn't know what he's talking about, that it was the Russians.
This report is going to include what it is that we know about what happened, what was collected, what was disclosed, and what the purpose and intent of that effort was.
And officials say it's equally clear the embarrassing Democratic Party emails were delivered to WikiLeaks by a middleman for the Russians, or what spies call a cutout.
There's no way that Assange would have any idea who was behind dropping this information off. The Russian intelligence services are clearly capable of hiding their tracks, of using a cutout to provide this information to WikiLeaks.
So now the president-elect finds himself strange bedfellows with Russian President Putin and WikiLeaks founder Assange, who delivers a message much like that of Trump's transition team.
They're trying to delegitimize Trump administration as it goes into the White House.
Whether Assange is a knowing participant or what the Russians call a useful idiot, that's hard to tell. But nonetheless, the Russians were very much behind the hacking and the dumping of this information.
And officials tell ABC News this morning both President Obama and the president-elect will receive their copies of the classified report with a briefing on Friday, George.
There do seem to be some cross wires here. It appears that the president-elect and members of his team were under the impression that this briefing was coming early in the week, probably yesterday.
That's right, but intelligence officials tell us this morning there was never a plan to give it any time before Friday. Friday was always the date. There was no delay. They're not sure what he's talking about, whether it's a simple miscommunication or part of the growing sense of mistrust that Mr. Trump is fueling with his Twitter messages.
Okay, Brian Ross, thanks very much.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Dow closes within 100 points over of 20,000 after Fed's minutes are released. U.S. stocks closed higher on Wednesday with consumer discretionary and materials leading as investors designated the Federal Reserve's December meeting minutes. Video shows North Carolina school officer slamming girl 15 to floor. Let's take a listen to this video from HLN Morning Express.
Move on to bigger and better things.
We don't know what happened before or after we see this video, but let's watch it one more time.
Leaders of the intelligence community.
So there it is. And again, you'll hear her account in just a moment.
I was just sitting down on the other side of the cafeteria, and then I see a big altercation. Then I run so fast, and then I see my sister fighting, and then I see them both on the ground, and I'm trying to get my sister, and then people are like pulling me off, and I'm like, you guys need to get off of me because I'm trying to help my sister. And he picked me up and then slammed me on the ground, and I was out for a bit. And then that's when I got up, he got up, and then we went to his office.
All right, so there you hear it again, and you see here it's Rollsville High School. That's just northeast of Raleigh. The school's looking into it. Here is their statement saying, and this is from the principal of the high school, I, like many of you, am deeply concerned about what I saw in the video. The safety of our students is always our first priority. So that is from the principal. Rollsville Police Department looking into this as well. Here is their statement saying, we will work diligently to review any and all pertinent information so that we provide an accurate account of the events. And this police department is asking the North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation to conduct a third-party review as well, Robin. So a lot of entities looking into this.
Okay, and there you go on that report. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Wednesday night. Good night, everyone. Bye.